What's up, everybody? So I've started to talk a fair bit about Charlie Kirk's assassination here on the channel, and I want to make something clear. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with Charlie Kirk's politics or his stance on anything. That's not what this is about. I would be making these videos if it was Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, the Pope, or Kanye West. Wow, what a group of people there that just came to my head. I would be making this video on no matter who it was. That's the point. It has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk's politics, whether you agree or disagree with them. It has to do with the alleged possibility that somebody is being set up and could possibly spend the rest of their life in prison, possibly get the death sentence for something they allegedly, seemingly looks like they didn't do. That's what this is about. Just trying to figure out if Tyler Robinson was the shooter. He could very well be the shooter. I have no idea. But there is a ton of stuff out there that is extraordinarily weird with this entire situation, with the narrative of Tyler Robinson being the shooter. I've talked about it now in a couple of videos, and it just doesn't make sense to me. If this was an open and closed case with no issues, there'd be nothing to talk about. But there seems to be always something to talk about. There seems to be always something weird. And it's not me or other people just looking for conspiracy theories. There just seems to be something strange, especially with this case. Now, I talked about the gun and the situation a little bit in the last video, and I want to focus that, I want to bring the focus back to that, like the gun, the roof, the jumping. So here, this is, as of now, the part that makes the least sense to me. Let's break this down step by step. Let's just talk about what they're saying Tyler Robinson allegedly did. So, Tyler Robinson, who has never been to the UVU campus, or at least they can't produce any photos, videos. That campus has to have cameras everywhere, right? And for him to be able to go to this, he didn't just show up day one and been like, that's the spot I'm going to take the shot from. That doesn't make any sense. He had to have known where to be, where to take the shot. So he had to have gone to the campus at least a couple of times to be able to find out where he was going to go to be able to take that shot. It wasn't just dumb luck that he picked the right spot to be able to allegedly shoot Charlie Kirk from. So they cannot produce any videos, any photos, anything of this guy being to the UVU campus before the shooting. At least not yet. They haven't said there is any. They haven't alluded to there being any. They haven't released any. There's been nothing showing that he has ever been there before. So he shows up day one, allegedly, somehow gets onto the roof undetected. Where's security? Especially with what happened a couple of months ago with the Donald Trump attempted assassination. You would think, especially in Charlie Kirk's position, where he is very much aligned with Donald Trump and everything Donald Trump stands for, you would think that Charlie Kirk's security team would have scoured every roof within range to be able to allow something like this not to happen. Especially within, the shot was what, 200 yards away? I know nothing about guns, I know nothing about shooting anything from 200 yards. But clearly, it can be done fairly easily. I've listened to a bunch of gun experts. This is where this information is coming from, like gun experts, people that do this for a living, people from the military. I've watched a bunch of stuff and listened to a bunch of people talk. You can make this shot. You can't make this day one go out bang. So clearly, whoever made this shot had a little bit of training. You could do it with a day or two of training, allegedly. So he gets there, day one, somehow gets under the roof undetected. Security sees nothing. Nothing. He's just, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm up here on the roof. Has to be all alone. There's no way there's someone there with him. Security on the roof being like, what's this guy doing? Laying down or on his knees or however you take that shot. What's that guy doing? Oh, la la la. Like, so he gets up to this roof undetected, all alone, not seen. Then puts the gun together. Puts the gun together. I've seen people talk about how you can put this gun together fairly easily. I've seen people talk about how this gun does not go together fairly easily. You need a screwdriver and you need Allen keys. You need a couple of tools to put this gun together. And you're about, I'm assuming, maybe I'm wrong, I'm assuming this is the first person that Tyler Robinson allegedly ever killed. So you're going to be nervous. You're not going to be out there like you're picking flowers in a meadow. It's going to take you a minute. You're probably shaking. You're nervous. Your stomach's probably turned. I mean, unless you're a raving lunatic psychopath, you're going to have some feelings inside that are making putting this gun together probably more difficult than it was for you at home. But he gets the gun together. Fine. Takes the shot. Boom. Now he has to take the gun apart. Now remember, you just killed your first ever human being, allegedly. And now you have to take this gun apart. So your heart's pumping. Again, unless you're a raving psychopath, your heart's pumping. Your adrenaline is flowing. You're scared because you got to get out of there quick now. Because somebody is looking around now. There's cameras everywhere. They're looking for who took this shot. So you got to get out of there quickly. Someone wrote in one of the comments, you could take that gun apart within 2 minutes. Maybe you can. I have no idea. 2 minutes? Just chilling? After you just allegedly killed your first person? I don't think so. Like, I don't know. You're going to be shaking. You're going to take this gun apart. So he takes the gun apart, starts running, walking, jumps off the roof. Jumps off the roof. 14 feet is what I've read how big that roof is. Could be wrong. Could be more, could be less. I don't know. But I've read 14 feet. Jumps off the roof. Now here's where it gets weird. Here's the part that makes the least amount of sense to me. Jumps off the roof. Walks away, runs away, limps away. Puts the gun back together just to throw it away. You already have the gun. You already have the gun disassembled. Why not throw it in different places? That seems like a much better way to hide this weapon. Throw it away. 2 different pieces. Even if you're coming back to get it, just remembered where you threw each piece. But no. Tyler Robinson, allegedly, puts this gun back together again and then throws it in the bushes or the ditch or whatever it was found. Even if you were going to dump it in that spot, why did you put it back together at all? You could have just dumped it in the same spot, not back together. Why did you put the gun back together just to throw it away? That makes absolutely no sense. None. That's the part that makes the least sense of this to me entirely. Why are you putting the gun back together just to dump it? You could have dumped it. Why take the time to put it back together? It makes no sense. And then, to celebrate allegedly killing Charlie Kirk, 14 to 17 minutes later, something like that, he goes to Dairy Queen and orders some food. He is on camera. There's photos of him just chilling at Dairy Queen after killing somebody. Clearly, none of us know if Charlie Robinson was the guy, what's going through his head. But going to Dairy Queen? Is that your alibi, going to Dairy Queen? But could you imagine just doing what you just did and just showing up at Dairy Queen and being like, yeah, I'll get I don't even know what Dairy Queen has. I'll get a Blizzard. Yep. Like, could you imagine? I don't know. The whole thing is really strange to me. And I really wanted to focus on those couple of points. There's also, like, where's his parents? I've heard they've been put in protective custody. Why? Like, that doesn't make any sense either, because you now aren't allowed to talk. You're now not allowed to talk to his parents. The cop that allegedly, or the retired officer or whatever he was, that said that that Tyler's father allegedly called him, which now seems that it's the other way around. The retired officer called Tyler's father, not Tyler's father calling the cop. Well, I'll get into that more in a separate video. But the point is, there's almost no information about this guy. Whoever, it doesn't matter which way the call made for this particular thing, but there's almost no information. There's like one picture of him. That doesn't make any sense. And now you can't talk to this guy either? Why are they hiding everybody? And they allegedly switched the bedrooms around to make it look like Tyler's bedroom was Lance's and vice versa, or something along those lines. Candace Owens goes into great detail about that, and I'm going to go and do a video on it as well. There's just so many really, really strange things with Tyler Robinson allegedly being the shooter. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.